DJ Pointman here. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Greetings. Welcome everyone to another episode of Article Reactions. Yes, happy Saturday. What's going on? How are you doing, good people? I hope your weekend is pretty good. The weather is not bad. The South has rain. We had some rain earlier here, North, and I think pretty much every place is fair. So that's a good thing for a Saturday, right? You know, you don't really need an umbrella. Just have to maybe run to the car a little bit or speed up. Nothing to worry, right? That's what I would say. Well, there's a medication out there that's supposed to help you with your petty. I've taken it a little earlier, maybe about a half an hour ago. I don't know if it kicked in or not, so you may hear a couple of things that I'm gonna try my best to see if it's working. So I'm gonna try right now, actually. Okay. Some people don't have an original thought. They see you do something, and next thing you know, they're talking about the same thing. Yes, it's a free country, it's a free world, but coincidences just doesn't happen that way. All right. On the medication that hasn't kicked in yet. I tested it out to see how it worked, and no, it's not working. And also, I'll test one more time. Let me see. That lovely man voice that you heard, DJ Pointman, he is back on the ones and twos. So you guys head over to Classic R&B Jams. After the show, you should hear him jamming. And I do mean go over there, because how long he lasts, that's going to be questionable. Yeah, DeAndre, I'm going to have a talk with you, something about this medication. It's really not working like it's supposed to. We're going to have to figure that thing out. All right. Anyway, we are going to start the show, and on the title there, you'll see Karen's segment. Thanks to Sir Petty, he just said, "Hey, you guys got a thing going with your Karens. I look forward to it. A lot of people do." And I'm like, okay. I got the sound bite and everything. We might as well use it, right? Yeah. Yes, we might as well use it. So we're going to have a Karen segment. I think we're going to do it at the end of the show. We'll see. I don't know how that's going to work. It just depends. Your level of Karens, you never know. Sometimes you have to bring her out early. And you throw in a couple of cans too, Yeah. All right, good people. I will tell you, I would like for you to all rise. No, it's not a judge. I know. It's still the lovely and beautiful. You know who I'm talking about. Do I need to give you an introduction? Do I? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you
Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
Hello! Wonderful Saturday, everybody. Even more wonderful because I am here now to grace y'all's presence and give y'all some wonderful information. How are you doing this lovely Saturday, Shar? I feel very loved. Very loved.
I'm pretty good. It's so much medication out there. I decided to try this new one. It's to help you with your pettiness, but it's not really working.
Yeah.
I tried it. It just, maybe I need to give it a little time.
I mean, they say like 4 to 6 weeks, but trust me, I've tried about 5 or 6. Nah, it just doesn't catch. Maybe I don't know. Maybe one day they'll come up with a good medication, but I don't think today's that day. Sorry.
Okay. Well, speaking of medication, it's actually about vitamins. I'm going to put the link in the description for everyone, because there has been a recall on vitamins.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let me share my screen. I'm going to really work hard here because I got a lot of tabs open. Like 4 subjects, but 12 tabs open.
Right? Girl, I'm in the same place today. Same place. My gosh.
So I'm going to do my best. So again, like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description just in case you need to check your medicine cabinet to see if it's something that you take. But Vitafusion, that is a very popular one that's on the shelf. A lot of people take it. It's in the gummy bear. That's what I call them, gummy bears. It's in the gummy form. So it's those that have the recall. So again, I'm going to put the link in the description for everyone, so that way you can check just to see if it's on your shelf so you can remove it, because you don't want no problems. We have enough toxicity. You don't need any extra. Okay, so after the stream, you'll see it in the description area. I thought it would let me do it now, but it's not. So I'm not going to forget, because that's important. I want everyone to make sure that they check their medicine cabinet. Don't want no more issues than we need, right?
Yes, ma'am. You know, I was actually gonna do that, so I'm glad you brought it up. I wasn't sure if it was just in Canada or, you know, I know it's a big company, but sometimes depending on the batch and whatnot, you know, it might not have gone outside of Canada. So I guess it hit Canada as well, y'all. What I think is terrifying about this is two things. Number one, it's 4 days worth of production that has been affected. 4 days. Secondly, that production happened in November. And third, it's in the it's in the vitamins, the gummies for children.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, hey, this is deep here. Yeah.
I'm terrified about that idea because, you know, people, not everyone reads real news. And the thing is, they have like these algorithms that will only funnel you what you already look for. So if you're not already kind of, you know, sometimes looking for health and wellness and stuff like that, you might not get this information funneled to you. And, you know, you're going to Costco, huge company, you pay to have a membership there, you know, or Walmart, and you think you just grab the vitamins, your kid likes them, everything's good, and you know, you bought your extra stock and you're not looking into it. You know, so I find this really terrifying that there could be metal shards in gummies for children. Oh man, I hope this news gets around. I hope somehow this goes viral. I know this isn't the kind of stuff that goes viral normally, but I hope it does, because this is it can damage your digestive system. I mean, cut a hole right inside of your intestines. You're bleeding internally and don't even know until it gets really bad, right? I mean, you got to take stuff like this seriously. So I'm really glad you brought it up.
Cool. All right, so you could go ahead and get started. What you got for us, good people? What you got for us?
All right, just keep clicking on tabs until I find the what I want to talk about first. Okay, there's so many today, so many. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to y'all now. This is a Canadian issue, but it made me put on my tinfoil hat. I'm gonna be all the way 100 with y'all. I have my tinfoil hat on, and I'm not feeling super great about this. So we're gonna talk about this a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why I got the tinfoil hat. I'll tell you what happened. So on Monday, if you lived in Canada and you had service with Rogers, right? This is like a major company. This is like, there's 3 major players in Canada. It's Rogers, Bell, and TELUS. And that's for like basically all of your services. And then we have a bunch of different, like say Fido or Chatter or whatever. But normally those companies are kind of like Rogers is their parent company or Bell is their parent company. And so Rogers, Fido, and all of its other subsidiaries went down altogether. No network service, no cellular, no mobile, nothing for just over 24 hours. I don't mean like one cell tower went down. I mean, across Canada, from BC to Nova Scotia, if you had Bell Mobility, you could not make phone calls. You didn't have access to the internet. You didn't have access to text messaging, nothing. Suddenly out of the blue. No warning, no anything. Now, keep in mind, right? Because y'all are probably thinking, well, maybe it's not that much of a big deal, right? It's a cell phone. Well, these days, under 30 people especially don't own home phones. They just don't. Also to take note, though, that we're like here in Canada, especially in Ontario, I think it's about 4 or 5 provinces now, we're on a stay-at-home order. We're not allowed to go anywhere. We're not allowed to do anything. You know, you're not allowed to see people. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of that later as well. So we're kind of like in a catch-22, but keep in mind also that Rogers is the thing that, for example, 911 runs off of. So when you call 911 and let's say the phone gets disconnected and they can call you back and whatever, yeah, the service that provides that is Rogers. So when Rogers went down, 911 lost the ability to do that, to track callers, to be able to call you back, to know where you're calling from, stuff like that. So it was a big deal. And it was 24 hours. No explanation, no warning in advance, just sorry, you don't have service until you do, right? So now, okay, maybe, like I said, maybe again, might not be that big of a deal. They said, hey, listen, the reason this happened is because we were doing an Ericsson update. What? So like Sony Ericsson, like the phones. So you're saying you were doing a mild update for Sony Ericsson phones, and then it shut down all service for 24 hours. Couldn't fix it, couldn't anything. Okay. Well, I didn't really buy that story. I kind of thought it was BS, right? I really did. But I want to show y'all another thing that happened around the same time. And by around the same time, I mean literally in the same 24 hours. But this got no mention and no play. This one article came out and then it got shut down like it never happened. Oh. Told y'all, how many major players did we have here for phone service? I said 3, right?
The big 3.
Oh, look. Bell users experience Canada-wide service disruption. Oh my God, look, guys, it's the same day. But no one talked about that one, right? So you're trying to tell me Rogers, right, shut down because they were updating their system with the Sony Ericsson update. This has never happened in the history of cellular, ever. I worked for Bell Mobility. I know how their updates work, and even when they updated their entire billing system, service did not go down like this, not across the board. It has never happened, ever, right? But you're trying to tell me that coincidentally, Bell, also did the same update at the exact same time, and then so basically all of Canada was out of like cellular connection, because remember, there's all the subsidiaries under Bell. Also, right. to take note is that in Ontario, TELUS, the other big player, rents all of their service from Bell. So if you have a TELUS phone, you're using the Bell network. And strangely, the TELUS people had no service. So even though TELUS, if you went to BC and you were on the TELUS network, right, you had service, apparently, on TELUS. Okay. But Bell, who rents their towers from TELUS in BC, didn't have service. But on Ontario, right, when it's flipped the opposite way, weirdly, TELUS didn't have service. So I'm telling, my tinfoil hat has been tingling, y'all. Explain to me why this makes sense. It doesn't make sense unless you don't want certain places to have any form of service. Why don't you want Ontario, Alberta, certain places to have zero cellular coverage? Why? See, that is the real question. Something happened in Canada between the 19th and the 21st, and they did not want us to be able to call, get on the internet about it, anything. Now, what is that thing? I don't know. I'm going to be real. I don't know. But this doesn't make sense. You're trying to tell me in the history of the universe, not one cellular network has ever gone down like this, ever, across the country. And 2 of them go down at the exact same time? And then one of those gets buried. No one talks about it. There's no stories about it. There's no explanation. There's no apology. Nothing. It's like it never happened. It happened, but it's like it never happened. And but for no reason. For no reason. And we're trying to act like this is not shady. This is shady as hell. Something shady is happening in Canada, y'all. Something shady is happening here. I'm telling
you. Shady. It could, you know what? It's something going on. Because anytime there's a shutdown or anything update, You get that. That is one thing they tell their customers, because they don't want their customers saying, hey, I didn't have a service. You owe me some credit. So they own something. Just keep your eyes and ears open. It's something very large, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes open and your ears. We'll find out
Very.
soon.
Right? We're going to find out. Someone's going to be dead. There's going to be some national incident that happened, but we just happen not to know about because, they were able to keep it hush hush. Like, they were able to shut it down immediately because no one was able to get onto the internet and text about it or make phone calls about it. So it wasn't able to spread, and they were able to contain it more effectively. And now all those people who know are being contained in some off-site place right now. And that's why we haven't heard. I'm telling you, it's going to have something not on the up and up happen. I'm so convinced. Mm-hmm.
You are correct. I believe your judgment. I'm with you.
All right.
Something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for my story, I'm going to put the link in the chat room because I'm not able to play the video, and I want you to see the video. So do what you can, because they are outraged in India. This guy, he's a health ambassador and just happened to be an actor as well. And he had taken the vaccine for COVID and he died within 24 hours. And it's a big thing. I mean, they were in the streets. They were not playing. They like, what is going on? You need to tell us something. Why are you experimenting on us? And it was a mess. And I wish I can play the video, but of course it's in their language, as well as you're not able to play those videos. But yeah, he was 59 years old, and he had cardiac arrest Thursday morning, and yeah, the man, he had died. And it was broadcast because he's an actor as well. It was shown, it was televised, him taking the shot. And he's encouraging everyone to take it because there's a big outbreak in India. And I'm telling you, I saw the video. I'm like, oh my goodness. I would just, it just would be easier just to play it and be done with it, but you can't, and nothing I can do. So I did give you guys the link in the chat room. You can check it out later. Of course, they're saying that his death is not linked to the vaccine. Those people don't want to hear nothing. I mean, you talking about some men in outrage. Oh, they like, forget the mask. I'm yelling, I'm screaming. What's going on? They're not playing. They are not playing. So I want you guys to check that out.
That's crazy. Like, I feel for them, because if your like main figurehead of promoting the vaccine and blah 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 takes the vaccine and then like immediately dies, like,
right, it's like you watch him on the 6 o'clock news, and then you wake up the next day and watch the the news at noon and say, oh, he died. What? Oh, we don't know. No, just strike it out your head. It had nothing to do with the vaccine he taken yesterday live on air. No. So you guys, you keep taking it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's like, fool, what? Have you lost your mind? I'm not taking that. So they, like I said, they in the streets. They not playing. They are not playing.
Right. Because then you would wonder to yourself, like, well, is it something about our DNA? Maybe. Is it something about just the kind that was shipped here? Is it of lower grade? Is it something like, you know what I mean? Like, you start wondering things.
Right.
Perfectly reasonable paranoia, in my opinion. And I'm not putting that in my body. I would rather take my risk with COVID. At least when people catch it and they know they have it, they don't immediately die, right? But this, we know he took a vaccine and immediately died. I'll take my chances. Thanks, though. Thanks.
Okay. Now, when I show up in the screen, this happened in the States here. This was in North Carolina. Yeah, Walgreens, they mistakenly gave people shots of saline instead of the COVID-19 vaccine. They said it was a limited number of people. It was a little mix-up. It's in the location of Monroe. And so what they did, they called the people back and asked them to reschedule because they gave them the wrong thing. They said, don't worry, nothing happened. You'll be okay. It's just they didn't mix it up. But people are a little concerned about it because why? They like, this is your job. This is what you signed up to do, and you didn't mix up what you had to. So people are concerned. I don't think they'll be going back there anytime soon. But yeah, that was an incident that happened on the 19th of this month.
Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, then that makes you wonder, though, how many times did something like that happen, but they didn't own up to it because they were fearful of the repercussions or whatever. So they were just like, you know what? We'll just call him in for the second dose. Like, ain't nothing happened, and hopefully he'll be all right. Like,
right. I believe it. I believe it happened.
I'm a little scared for life at this point. I don't even know how to. I mean, honestly, y'all already know. I ain't taking that vaccine. You will not be able to get that vaccine within 5,000 feet of me. No, thank you. But it just gives me more doubt now. Even more doubt. Like, y'all could not. It wasn't that long ago we were saying we don't have enough vaccine. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, they're opening up the vaccine to people under 30 here in Canada, whereas they were saying they weren't going to open that up until like June, July. So then it makes me wonder, well, as I've regularly pointed out, there's no way that they were able to do the experimental testing required before releasing this. Have they decided to just do that? Like, to the population without telling them, like literally an experiment. I'm going to send you 50% of people are going to get saline, 50% of people are going to get the vaccine, and then we'll track it and we'll just see, how effective it is. Maybe they're experimenting on people, and the people who got called back, they were supposed to be part of the group that got the real vaccine. That's why they got called. You don't know.
Yeah,
and
we don't know.
They don't mind playing with us, right? They will play with your life. I'm just saying. So.
Yeah, to get a solution, they will do that. They're not looking for no volunteers. They're just going to volunteer you. Now, I mentioned that they put a pause on this Johnson & Johnson vaccine last week. Well, now they lifted. They say, you know what? The benefits outweigh the risks. Don't worry about it. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't share the audio. I didn't do that.
Oh. Hey, we had a good run. It's fine.
I wish it was a button I could just push, but I can't. Darn. Okay. But yeah, they lifted the pause. I'm like, you all are kidding me. I mean, it was just, I think it was last Thursday the information came out, and then less than a week later, you know what? It just take it. I'm like, y'all need to quit. Let's see what they have to say.
All right.
Janssen vaccine. First, ACIP could decide that the risks outweigh the benefits and vote to not recommend use of the Janssen vaccine due to these safety concerns. ACIP could decide that the benefits outweigh the risks overall and recommend use of the vaccine in all adults 18 years of age and older. There's also an option in the middle of the spectrum, recommending use of the Janssen vaccine in some populations.
So the motion to be voted upon is the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine is recommended for persons 18 years of age and older in the U.S. population under the FDA's emergency use authorization. So the vote is 10 in favor, 4 opposed, and 1 abstention. The motion carries. The Janssen COVID vaccine is recommended for persons under, 18 years of age and older in the U.S. population under the FDA's emergency use authorization. Thank you all very much.
So because they voted, that is it. They voted. They're like, oh, okay. So the yays outweigh the nays. So go ahead. Let's lift it. I'm like, ain't that about some? What about the people? Like,
people.
What the?
Who cares about people?
The people. Child, I can't. I just cannot.
No, Sean, I'm gonna do you since you brought up what you said last week about the vaccine. I'm gonna bring up what I said, because you know what? I've been saying this. Okay, I've been saying this. This vaccine is so shady, so shady. Okay, so they put a pause on the one that's, causing blood clots and killing people now in Canada. I'm not going to show y'all this, but just letting you know, this week we have our first confirmed case where we know for sure that the vaccine caused the blood clotting. Like, it's confirmed. They did all the research. It's 1,000% that's what caused the blood clotting in this patient. Okay. But let's move on to one of the other vaccines. The rest of them must be super effective and safe, right? I've been regularly saying there's no way. Hey, Pfizer says there's no way. Pfizer CEO says third COVID vaccine dose likely needed within 12 months. Wait, what? I thought you were vaccinating, like, oh, you get a vaccine, like you get a vaccine for polio and then you just don't get it. Maybe you need a booster in like 6 years or nope, 12 months. So, and they're saying this is the one you have to get 2 doses of. So you get 1 dose, then you have to get a second dose, and then you will likely need a booster sometime within the next 9 to 12 months. And then from there, of course, you will need to get revaccinated yearly.
What?
I swear to God, those are the words. They didn't say a booster here and there every 6. No, revaccinated annually. Okay, like, hold on. And by the way, they said the word possible because they don't even know. They don't even know.
What?
Look at this. Boyla said it's possible people will need to get vaccinated against the coronavirus annually. Right? A likely scenario is that there will be likely a need for a third dose, somewhere between, I was wrong, I said 9 to 12, between 6 and 12 months. So you have to take 2 doses already within 90 days. By the way, for the record, nobody so far has ever gotten that because they've just decided to hold off on your second dose indefinitely so they can give other people 1 dose of a vaccine that apparently, as soon as you take, it could just kill you. Anyway, so from there, now, after you get your second, now they are saying, no, actually within 6 to 12 months, so probably closer to 6, which is why they said 6. If they meant a year, they would have just said a year. Then you will need a third dose. And then you will still need to get revaccinated, go through this exact same process next year. Now, because and y'all might think, oh, maybe they just mean you're gonna need to get 1 shot. No, if they meant a booster, they would have said a booster. They don't mean a booster. They mean that you would have to go through this 3 dose a year process every single year. Every year. For something that, for the record, they have proven is not 100% effective anyway.
Wow.
Right? Because I showed everyone that, right? They've proven you can take this vaccine, still get COVID, still get bad COVID, and still die from COVID with the vaccine that they are telling you have to take 3 times a year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Speechless.
I'm just saying. there's not one of these vaccines. So I think we have 3 of them now that are not super problematic. Like,
right.
This is ridiculous. One is like, oh, don't worry, you just take one. It's a one-stop shop. You're good to go. Oh, but you might get blood clots and die, right? like what is this?
And then we'll vote and say, oh, well, it's okay. The risk, it's not that bad.
Right?
What the world?
Don't worry.
I know this is a lot of COVID information, but I promise the last one. I promise you it's the last one. And it's almost a joke, but yeah, laugh if you want to. Budweiser is giving you a $5 debit card. You got it. A $5 debit card. Send them a picture. There's a link in the chat room. Sign up. Send them a picture with your arm with the bandage on it, and they will send you $5. That's what Budweiser will do for you.
Wow. That's epic. Oh my God. Okay. Hey, why not?
Whoa. I thought you couldn't drink afterwards, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Right? You would think. No. I have no words. Listen, Budweiser, I love you. You and I had a very long-standing best friendship. So I'm going to try not to say too much against you. So, and for that reason, I'm just going to have to leave it there. Because my mom always told me, you have nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all. No, I'm leaving this one alone. Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay. I'm disappointed in humanity almost regularly, I think. But since we're talking about alcohol, before we get to the nitty-gritty story that I'm almost like reluctant to talk about because I'm just so tired of it, let's talk about alcohol. You were talking about alcohol. I'm going to talk about alcohol.
Okay.
Caught on tight. Okay. See, y'all see this guy? He's wearing his bright orange sweater. I want you to think about if you were going to try to steal $3,000 of liquor from the liquor store, would you wear a bright orange? See me, guys, I'm right here, jacket. Well, he did. And for the record, so this is what he did. So he walked into the LCBO. Okay, so because y'all don't have an LCBO. So you guys, basically here in Canada, the only place that you can sell beer is the beer store or the liquor store. And the only place you can sell liquor is the liquor store. But there's only one liquor store, and it's called the LCBO. Just like there's only one beer store, and it's called the beer store. Like there's not like a bunch of randoms, Pete's this or whatever. There's the LCBO, government run, government owned, and the beer store, government run, government owned. And then there's the wine rack if you want to buy wine. That's it. Like you can't go to grocery stores, you can't get whatever. So if you want alcohol, especially with everything closed, you're gonna have to go into an LCBO. Right? And so I guess Buddy said, I'm stuck at home. Maybe he lost his job, he's laid off because of COVID. I don't know. They still got to catch it. But he walked into one LCBO and he picked up 10 bottles of very expensive tequila. This is worth almost $1,000, $889. And then he just turned around and walked out of the store.
Oh.
Right. With his bright ass orange, like this was his plan for life. Okay. Today he got all masked up in his army fatigue, made sure his face was relatively covered, wore this bright orange sweater so he could walk into the LCBO, pick up the tequila cases, and just walk out. But catch this joke. He didn't do it once, Char. He did it 4 times. He just went into LCBO after LCBO. When he left that one, he drove to another one, picked up another case of tequila or whatever, and then just walked out with it. And he did this 4 4 times, back to back to back on the same day. He just kept doing it. Just like this. So, I mean, really? Like, you couldn't switch up something, try to pretend you're someone else? Nope. He's claiming it. He's good. You know, he's like the Orange Crusader, or the Army Masked Crusader. I don't know. But for whatever reason, Buddy really likes tequila, or he needs it to deal with the COVID restrictions here in Ontario. So he decided that he was going to get dressed up in his I'm going to rob you gear. This is it. And then just steal cake. Like, how brazen do you have to be? How brazen do you have to be to do something like that?
Right.
Like, okay.
The lengths people would go through for tequila. Dun 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 dun.
Tragic. So tragic. Wow. So tragic.
Wow. Okay.
I know, right? Like, how do you move on in life after that? Like, what?
I don't know what's wrong with that dude. He needs some help, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll find out if they ever catch him. I don't know if they'll catch him, though, because they're really struggling with this one. They really are.
He's all bright. I don't see why not, but okay. All right, let's see. Let's start off with the HBCU. Let's see. Now, which tab? Because I got one tab to read from and one tab to show. So that would be this one, I think. Yeah, that's it. Right here. All right. Okay. Lincoln University becomes first HBCU in the country to host a police academy. And let me read the story if it allows me to. Okay, here it is. And this is from a young officer. His name is Tyrese Davis. He got accepted into Lincoln University's Police Academy, and the first of its kind at a historical Black college or university. His instinct was to keep it a secret. Davis, 22 years old, prided himself on being the first man in his family to go to college. So acceptance on January 6th was monumental to get a step closer to building a future for himself amid the economic tumult of the pandemic. But it came after months of civil unrest because of the death of George Floyd. And then also with the U.S. Capitol, they were stormed, and we know about that. As a Black man from Baltimore, when anger over Freddie Gray's 2015 death while under arrest remains raw, Davis worried about the backlash from his community. I didn't want to let it be known that I was joining law enforcement academy. I didn't want to be frowned upon. Now, this is something that's needed, and I mentioned this for the last couple of Saturdays. This young man, he's doing something to help. Yes, it's an economic boost for himself and his family, his future, but he wanted to help his community, but he felt the need to keep it a secret. And what I want to point out about this is when I had that article and that young man that was forced to get on the ground, pepper sprayed for no reason, tags on his, the thing on his car in the back, you could see it. They weren't worried about that. They just wanted to get him out the car, get him on the ground, and do what they wanted to do to him, humiliate him. When you see these type of things, do you really want to be proud and say, hey, I'm joining the police academy? So I can understand his mindset. He's like, man, he's proud to do so. This opened up to help, because we need Black faces in our community. This is the only way. Also, I mentioned to you guys about how I have an issue with all of the talking and not seeing anybody do anything. So I said I was going to have a challenge. You'll be hearing about that in the near future. But Cerulean Grayhead shared this story, and I found this to be a great story just to introduce. I'm going to present it later on as well. There is some video, but because you have those free articles and you have to pay after pulling it up a couple of times, that's where I'm at, unfortunately, with this. But I will have some video in the future to play, so when we have the segment of discussing more about Black officers, I'll be able to present that video. But what I really wanted to point out is I'm proud of this young man wanting to help his community and being one of the first young men in his family to go to college and then to be accepted into this police academy, the first of its kind. So there is progress. It may seem slow, but you have to start today so you can change the future. So many people want now. I want it now, want it now. You can't get it now. But you have to start today so you can get it later. So just please be encouraged, people. It's a lot of work to be done. All hands on deck really is needed, but there can be a change. And it starts with us. It starts with our youth. So please encourage them. I hate that, our youth do feel some kind of way about having that suit on and feeling a certain way because of their peers. It's ridiculous. It's almost like saying you can't win for losing, but you can. You just have to fight one day at a time. So keep that in mind, people.
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
Where is Lincoln University? Like, is that in Minneapolis as well, or?
Let me see. What is the city? Jefferson City, Missouri.
Okay, so it's in Missouri. I mean, they got a problem there, right? Because other than George Floyd, I mean, we just talked about Dante Wright last week as well. That's the I'll tase you, a 26-year veteran who, with her right hand, grabbed her gun instead of grabbing the taser with the left hand, like 26 years should have taught her to do. So they obviously have an issue. Now, when you combine that with biases and prejudices and all the other stuff that we know are there, having our own in the police force, I think is a good plan. The problem, of course, is where do your loyalties end up lying? And I think that if we have more Black officers, right? So, like, let's say 25% of the graduating class or 30% of the graduating class are Black officers. Then y'all don't need to be part of the good old boys club. You know what I mean? Because y'all can form your own club. Y'all can set your own standards. So I do think that not that there's safety in numbers, but almost like there's the power in numbers. And so the only way that is going to be, I think, a positive force for the community is if a lot of youngsters all sign up at the same time with the same purpose-driven mind, right? That they want to see change and they want to be the change that they want to see, right? I think that that's what we really need.
Right. We need to get involved. So do encourage your youth. Don't frown upon it. Like I said, you can't get change just tomorrow. You have to wait a little bit. It's okay. You just build one day at a time. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, shut up. I have no idea where this. Okay, there we go. I found it. I'm like, I have no idea which tab this is. There's so many tabs. I gotta start closing them again. Now, when it comes to police, again, we have an issue. And I don't know what the issue roots from, because we have too many of these stories and scenarios where the person is no longer a threat or was never a threat, not really, and yet somehow there's some type of police brutality or shooting or something going on. So we're actually going to talk about a couple of these stories. And like I said, I felt almost like, man, I don't want to talk about this anymore. But you got it, because it's happening. So first thing we're going to talk about are the cops in California punching a handcuffed woman in the face. Why? She's handcuffed. I don't know. Let's listen to the story.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
News and streaming on CBS in Los Angeles. A Westminster police officer has been placed on leave tonight after cell phone video showed he repeatedly punched and handcuffed a woman in the face.
Yeah, the violent arrest happened on Locust Street near Plaza in Westminster. KCAL9 Orange County reporter Stacy Butler reports from Westminster tonight, where she spoke with a witness.
Neighbors say this isn't the woman's first run-in with police, but now an officer is on paid leave as he's being investigated for striking her. Handcuffed and on the ground, a Westminster police officer repeatedly punches a woman, recorded on cell phone. Officers say she was resisting arrest.
They just get her up and they just push her back down. I think she got hurt, so she started obviously being aggressive.
Sandy Armento lives across the street. She shot the cell phone video now circulating on social media. She says at 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, she watched as 34-year-old Xiomara Garcia kicked the officer on the inner thigh.
But she didn't kick him the first time. She kicked the second time, right here. And that's when he reacted and he just punched her right here.
Police say it all started when a neighbor argued with Garcia over her unleashed dog. The neighbor claimed Garcia got physical.
She basically put her face on her arm, but didn't hit her. And that's when the Asian woman left, and 20 minutes later came back with cops, and 7 or 8 cops showed up.
It all happened right here.
Garcia's brother says police showed up at their home, calling her by name.
She's bipolar. She has schizophrenia. I think they could do a better job since they already have history with her. They already know her.
As Garcia faces charges of assault, being under the influence of a controlled substance, resisting arrest, and assault on a police officer. The officer involved is now on paid leave. A statement reads, the Westminster Police Department is well aware of portions of the video circulating on social media. We consider this a serious event and will ensure that this investigation will be guided by the law and the truth. Westminster police are now working with the Orange County District Attorney's Office to evaluate the officer's use of force to determine if criminal charges may be filed. In Westminster, Stacy Butler, KCAL9 News.
Now let's be real, right? Criminal charges are not going to be filed because they really only truly consider it if it's something egregious or leaves egregious bodily harm or death. So let's be honest that that's not what's going to happen. But this is now, I've lost count of how many stories we've done where someone who has mental health issues, who is known to the police as having mental health issues, is either, assaulted or gunned down because they act a little aggressive, they act a little out there, whatever. But in this case, this is a woman, and we don't know how she got to the state she's in where she's only in a bra. But this is a woman who has bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. So that gives you massive highs and lows, bipolar disorder. And schizophrenia, it actually makes you very afraid of people. So if you're aggressive at all, it's normally you're aggressive because they got you cornered or they're, holding, and you're trying to get away, right? Now, someone who was trained in mental health disorders might understand that and might know how to better handle, and subdue someone who has these disorders who's, kind of agitated at the moment. But either way, even if she's like any other woman, you're in your bra. You've just now been picked up and then slammed back down. Your arms are pinned by 3 men, 1 man on either side of you, holding down your arms, and the third now leaning over you. I don't care who you are, my reaction will be, now I want to get out of this situation, right? Even when being arrested and whatever, that the way that would feel as a woman, daylight or not, would be very uncomfortable and very scary. It would elicit a knee-jerk response, especially if you've ever had any type of sexual assault in your history. So it's going to make you feel like, why do you need to have 3 big men holding her like this while she's already handcuffed, and then 2 of them are holding her, pinning her arms down. The 3rd one's leaning over her. What would you do? I think what she did is pretty reasonable. All he had to do is stand up and just back off. The other cops have her, and they have her the right way. They're not in her way, so she can't do anything to them, and they're just holding her. Fine. What was that 3rd cop doing? That's my issue. He had no business looming over her like that anyway. We don't know what he said to her. He could have said anything to her. But, it's a pretty aggressive thing, a very uncomfortable thing. And then you're going to be punching her in the face because as she's flailing wildly, it catches your leg. When she's in that position, she's not that in shape. Okay, let's be real. Okay, she don't look that strong. So, and where he was versus where her foot touched, there's no way that hurt or caused him any kind of damage. He was just mad. How dare you? How dare you not just automatically submit? How dare you not? How dare you not? Boom, boom, boom. Now you're punching. What is this? What is this? A high school fight? A schoolyard fight? You get someone to hold either arm so that way you're free to punch her in the face? Come on.
It's sickening. Just sickening.
Absolutely. All I can say is I'm happy she's alive.
Yes. Because we know how it normally ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen almost this exact, if that was a young man who suffered from bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, who started getting aggressive, even though he's handcuffed behind his back with his arms pinned, we all know that a hand would have been reaching for the hip, put the gun in the face, calm down or I'm going to shoot you. Because somehow that's such a big threat. And I've seen it. Because I'm like, I can't remember which case it is, but I've seen it because I can see it in my head. The gun coming out while you're kneeling over someone who's already handcuffed. Like, dude, if this doesn't tell you that the training that they're receiving is woefully inadequate and needs to change, I don't know what will. Like, what are we missing here?
Right. And you have to put a person on paid leave while you investigate. Okay. Something wrong with you. We get it. We got it.
Right.
We got it. Just a little bit at a time. We're going to have it to change. I know. Whew. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Which one am I sharing? I got 2 of them up. I don't know which one I'm sharing. Sharing. Oh, I'm sharing the one I'm reading, I think.
Oh, this one. Yes. Yes. Oh, this lady. I forgot. Yes.
You might want to call her Bullhorn Karen, but no, I'm not putting her in the Karen thing. I only got one today, but I just wanted to speak about this nut here. And I really want to point out about the judge. He's a joke. That's what I'm gonna say about that. All right, what we got here? Am I in the right thing? I don't know. Rachel Powell, the Pennsylvania mother of 8. Let me say it again. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Damn.
Is charged in connection with the attack on U.S. Capitol. Is in hot water with the federal judge after wearing a see-through mesh mask to the bookstore where she worked in defiance of a judge order. That's what she did. She said, "Screw you." I'm sharing the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to have her picture up. Let me go scroll up so y'all can see her lovely face. Ha! There she is. Okay, let me pull the other one up. I think I did it right. Let me see. Do you see words or do you see?
I see words. at the top says Bullhorn Lady, and then her face, the mask with the holes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want you to see her lovely face, because you got us that mask. Come on now, stop playing with the people. Defiant.
Mask. That's a lot better with the mask. Sorry, but okay.
Yeah, that is true though. Just
right?
to be honest, yeah. The defendant's decision to appear in a video wearing a mask with holes in it at work mocks compliance with the court's order setting as a condition of pretrial release that she wears a mask whenever she leaves her residence. So that means that she thought about this. She's like, I got out, they let me leave out my house and have my normal life after I act a damn fool. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show the judge something. I'm gonna put this mask on that's mesh. And I know darn well breath and everything else can come through it. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, check me out, judge. And I'm gonna do a video. Now what? What you gonna do now, judge? The U.S. District Judge Royce Lambert wrote in an order on Friday, no reasonable person, well, she's not reasonable, could think the defendant's mask complied with this condition. Chief Judge Burl Howell imposed to ensure the defendant would not pose a risk to the health and safety of the community when she left her house. So that means you all really had a discussion about it. Because I'm wondering, you're on the Capitol, you're acting a damn fool, and you all discussed a mask, not wearing a mask. So she must have, I don't know, the conversation they had must have been a mess already, if you had to put that in her release. So, okay, whatever. The court, Lambert wrote, does not take defendant's willingness to flout the court's order lightly. The order Powell to show calls, they ordered Powell to show calls in writing no longer than 10 days from the date, while the court should not revoke her pretrial release, order her detained pending trial, or hold her in contempt. Now, who takes the time for a grown woman? Now, with a child, maybe, so the child can learn something. But you're going to talk to this grown woman and say, I want you to write me a letter, and I want you to give me a reason why I shouldn't, detain you, hold you in contempt. That's what I like for you to do. I'll give you 10 days to do it. How about that? What kind of mess is this? All this this is really taxpayers' money going down the drain. She need to be locked up. Yep. That's it.
Yep.
You all let her loose, and she's a darn nut. Why she still got her kids? I'm just saying.
Her petty pills ain't working either.
Now she had some time with her dosage to work. She's gonna have to up the dosage or something. That's what she's going to do.
She's gonna have to quadruple that. That is the pettiest thing I have ever seen. Listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all though. I don't like her, but that foolishness is totally something I would have done in high school, which tells you her level.
Right, childish. Yeah, right? I can see that. I can see. That's why I said as a child, I can see. Okay, Karen, write me a letter and I want you to think about it, okay? I'll give you 10 weeks to turn in your assignment. Child, please. A woman screwing, she know how to screw and get them kids, so she got some sense. She just acting a damn fool, that's all.
Right, exactly. Sorry. The first thing it made me do was laugh, though. I gotta be real. Because, like they said, no reasonable person would think this is what anyone meant by mask for COVID, right? Like, nobody. But, to be clear, you said you have to wear a mask when you go out. You did not specify exactly what that mask had to be made out of, right? Because you expected common sense would prevail. but common sense isn't so common anymore. Now, she knew. She is just ignorant and petty. Okay, fine. You want me to wear a mask? I'll wear a mask. There you go. It's a mask. What? It's across my face. It looks just like everyone else's. What? Yeah, no. Keep her in jail because she's playing with everyone's lives and doesn't care. So keep her in jail.
Right. Yeah, keep her there. Nut.
Oh, man. Yeah, she did. Okay. So up next, y'all, got a sadder story for y'all. It's an unfortunate one. You know, here's the thing. This story talks about two things simultaneously. It talks about our issue with the police, obviously, but it also talks about something that we're saying should come back, which is that, you know, police show up or do things for the community other than just arrest them or whatever, right? And so the beginning of the story starts off, you would think, on a positive note with a police officer driving someone home, and then ends with that exact same police officer shooting them. Yeah. So we're going to take a listen to this news story. Then we're going to actually listen to the 911 call. Because I think it's important to kind of listen to the whole call to get context. You'll hear some of it in the news story, though. So let's take a listen to the story first.
Okay.
Pennsylvania Sheriff's Office released body cam video last night showing the moment an officer responded to a call for help, then opened fire on an unarmed black man. This evening, Isaiah Brown remains in the hospital, recovering after he was shot 10 times. The officer involved in the shooting, allegedly the same officer that had given Brown a ride after his car broke down just over an hour earlier. Now, we have to warn you, the video we're about to show you is graphic. Take a look. Newly released body camera video shows a Spotsylvania County Sheriff's deputy's encounter with 32-year-old Isaiah Brown. You can hear the deputy shout orders at Brown.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! One at gunpoint. Show me your hands now! Show me your hands! Drop the gun! He's got a gun to his head. Drop the gun now! Stop walking towards me! Stop walking towards me! Stop! Stop!
Brown was unarmed. He had a phone in his hand. The deputy then began CPR. Brown survived with serious injury, and his family says he had 10 gunshot wounds. About 75 people protested outside the sheriff's office headquarters yesterday. The family of Isaiah Brown left the special prosecutor's office after watching the body camera video, but they didn't comment about it. So what led up to the shooting? Well, this all started when the deputy gave Isaiah Brown a ride home after Brown's car broke down at a gas station 2:30 Wednesday morning. The deputy drove away from Brown's house after he dropped him off. Moments later, Brown called 911 reporting a dispute with his brother, and it appears you can hear him ask his brother for a gun on the call.
All right, give me the gun. No.
Brown then goes on to tell the 911 dispatcher that he's going to kill his brother.
I'm about to kill my brother.
Don't kill your brother.
All right.
Why would you say something like that?
Come on, Taz. Somebody needs to come here real quick.
Brown then tells the 911 operator that he doesn't have a gun on him. The same deputy responded to the 911 call and returned, shooting Brown as he stood in the road while talking on the phone with the 911 dispatcher. His family spoke out on Thursday, asking why the deputy opened fire.
I'm just still trying to figure out where he felt the threat at to feel the need to shoot.
The sheriff's office released the 911 call and the body-worn camera video.
At my request, the Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations was contacted to ensure an impartial and transparent investigation.
That deputy has been placed on administrative leave, which is standard procedure.
Right. So, to be clear, he's an unarmed man. Okay? But you have two different people speaking in this video, so I guess it's the other one's his partner. So he's keeping, show me your hands, show me your hands. Oh, he's got a gun. Put down your gun. Put down the gun. Wait, so you didn't see a gun yourself, right? So, but because Buddy standing next to you says there's a gun, there must be a gun, even though you don't see a gun. So now you're telling him to put down a gun that you don't see, because if you saw it, you would have said it. Fine. Then, and this is the part that just blows my mind. The other officer said he's got a gun to his head. To his head. Like he's going to kill himself. Not he's pointing it at us. He's pointing it at his own brain. Again, you still don't see the gun. I'm guessing what he did was put the phone up to his damn ear because he was talking to 911. Remember. So there was no gun up to his head. The only thing he had in his hand was a phone, which he was on the phone with 911, which they would have been made aware of, since obviously as he's talking to 911, she is transmitting information to the police officers as they're on their way there, to dispatch who's, transmitting the information. Okay. So you think, though, somehow, that in his hand, he has both a gun to his head, but also the cell phone talking to the 911 operator. Fine. So your response to someone having a gun up to their head is to then shoot them to kill them? I don't get it. I do not get it at all.
It was, I'm sorry, you weren't done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just ranting. It's by all means, please.
When I saw this, I said, okay, it is dark and very understandable why you want to get in a lit area when you're stopped. But they went on to say that something was going on with the car and all of that. So I'm like, okay, well, can't change that. But you have someone, according to you, officer, that has a gun to his head. Okay. And not being mean, not trying to be crazy, but that was to himself. Once, if that was true, if that's what you see, even if you didn't mean it, oh man, you don't want to do that. Oh, don't do that to yourself. That's what you do. You don't tell them to drop. If you don't stop it from killing yourself, I'm gonna kill you. Because that's exactly what has happened here. I'm trying to tell you, that's exactly what has happened. He has said, if you don't stop from killing yourself, I'm gonna do it. What kind of mess is that?
Thank you. And what is horrible about the situation, right? Because like they said, so he arrives home, right? I say arrives home after being dropped off by that officer. It's not some other officers. It's that officer who just shot him. Just dropped him off at home. Did you forget the address? You forgot the person? Bull. You knew exactly where you were. So see, this is my issue now, right? I have an extra issue. Because you just spoke to this man, right? And then drove him home. I'm assuming you tried to make some type of talk, try to read the scene of who he is, what he's about, whatever. I'm assuming you clocked, at least in that 5 seconds, he didn't have a gun on him. He wasn't particularly an aggressive or terrible person, blah, blah, blah. You'll hear it on the 911 call. Even while he's speaking, even while he's saying certain things, he's not coming off as being overly aggressive or overly crazy. He's very almost passive with his speech. So as a cop, I'm guessing you'd be able to clock all of that and you're driving him home. And then within like seconds of leaving, you have to turn around and go back to the same address you just left. You just left. You just met that man. And it made no difference to how they handled this. No difference at all.
None.
You're trying to tell me they drive home a 30-year-old non-black male, have a decent conversation with them and whatever, and then have to turn around and come back, and then you think that there's a gun to their head, and they wouldn't be thinking like, come on, man, you don't want to do this, and they would have been shooting 10 times. That wasn't a let me shoot to try to get you to drop the gun so a bullet doesn't go to your brain. When you shoot someone 10 times, and you connected 10 times, that is shooting to kill them. So
right. And that's crazy. He's saying, no, don't kill yourself. Let me do it for you. I'm going to take care of that for you. I'm sorry. That's the action that I see here. That's the action I see here.
Yeah, me too. Now, like I said, I want the way that they took the couple lines out of context in the news report, right? I'm going to kill my brother. I said, you know what, I would love to hear this 911 call, and I heard it, and then I said, nah, yeah, I don't like the way they're trying to paint it. So we're going to listen to the 911 call. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. It's a little long, but we are going to listen up until the point of the shooting, at least just past the shooting. So you can kind of get a gauge of how long this really was from the time he called 911 till the time he had 10 bullets in his body. Okay. Like they have a problem. They have a whole damn problem, and I'm really sick and tired.
Yeah.
Every damn day, there's a new one of like really. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First, there's like a statement by someone. I don't know. I briefly scanned the statement. I didn't 1,000% listen to it. We're gonna listen to it now. It's very short. Oh, and by the way, because I know that went by really fast. So it's just basically saying that his family was able to come and take a look at the shooting on Friday, April 23rd, 2021. And so after that, at that time, then they've made it available to us. That's basically what that says.
On April the 21st of this year at approximately 3:19 a.m., deputies responded to a report of a domestic disturbance in the western part of the county. During the encounter with an adult male, the deputy discharged his firearm. Mr. Brown was struck by the gunfire. The deputy immediately rendered life-saving first aid. At my request, the Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations was contacted to ensure an impartial and transparent investigation. In accordance with agency policy.
Oh, I just got to point at that joke. They had to point at the joke. The immediately gave first aid. You shot someone 10 times. From the video, you shot someone who was trying to kill themselves, according to you, even though he was unarmed, but fine. He was going to kill himself, so instead you shot him 10 times, and then we should give you points that you gave him immediate for 10 times. Bro, well, kudos to you. Good job. There's 10 holes in him. So, yay, you try to do something. Congratulations.
The deputy has been placed on administrative leave pending investigation. At the recommendation of the Commonwealth Attorney, a special prosecutor in this case was appointed. Special prosecutor has advised the body cam footage and the 911 audio are being made available to the public.
Scene 911, what is the address of the emergency?
1029 Cavalcon Road, Pennsylvania, Virginia. You calling the police here again?
Isaiah, what's going on?
My brother won't let me get in my mom's room.
Okay, and why is that an emergency?
What you gotta do? Get in there.
Why is that an emergency?
Because I can't get to my car.
Your car was towed.
So it's in the backyard.
Your car is in the backyard?
We're about to go see.
Okay, but your car is broken down, so why do you need your keys?
Alright. Come on, Tasman. Nigga, Alright, give me the gun. No, nigga. You about to make me fucking get mad, bro. For real, I'm not playing, bro. What the fuck you need my gun for? Can you send somebody down here?
What is going on, Isaiah? Why don't you just... What is the problem?
I'm about to kill my brother.
Don't kill your brother.
Alright.
Why would you say something like that?
Come on, Taz. Somebody needs to come here real quick.
Okay, but do you understand that you just threatened to kill your brother on a recorded line on 911?
Mm-hmm.
So why would you say something like that?
Because I need to get to my shit.
That's not a reason to kill somebody. Why would you do that?
Come on, I'm out.
Do you have a gun?
Yeah.
You have a gun on you?
Nope.
Where's your brother?
In the house.
And you're outside?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Nope.
All right, where are you at outside?
I'm walking down the road.
How are you walking down the road with the house phone?
Because I can.
All right, you need to hold your hands up.
Hmm?
Hold your hands up.
I just want to pause real quick to say I appreciate that she said that. You know, you got to put your hands up. Like, dude, before they even get there, just have your hands up. I hear sirens, put your hands up. Just put your hands up. Just stop. You just got to put your hands up. My issue is that she keeps talking to him, though. How do you have your hands up if you're holding a phone? Like, it's a little bit confusing. But I do appreciate that at least she does. She's trying to advise him now on her side. I mean, at this point, y'all can hear he's not quite coherent. So I don't know if he's been drinking or smoking or something. He's not quite coherent, though. He's not quite making sense, which kind of tells you he's not quite 100% there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even like, he says to his brother, give me your gun. Right? Like, well, and the brother says, no, am I giving you my gun for? Then the woman asks him, why do you want the gun? I'm going to kill my brother. Don't kill your brother. Like, okay. Like, how? He hasn't even moved. The brother doesn't sound right. He's like, yo, you better stop or I'm going to get mad for real, though. Like, for real. Right? What did the brother say at the beginning? Yo, you're calling 911 here again? Again? Like, this is a regular occurrence. It seems like the 911 operator recognized him. Okay, Isaiah, what's going on this time? Like,
yeah, she didn't even have. Yeah, she didn't even have her work voice on anymore. She just like, Isaiah.
Right.
Come on now. Again.
Right. Like, no one's threatened by this. He just says outrageous, stupid things. Mostly everyone ignores him. Right? You try to talk sense into him. Like, yo, you're not making sense, bro. So I'm trying to help you out. Like, how is getting into your mother's room gonna help you get your car when your car's been towed and it's not there anymore? It's in the backyard. What? Like, this
and you got a house phone. And he got the house phone walking down the road.
Right.
I'm sorry that he did this because he would have been still alive if he hadn't involved this, but you know, something was going on with him.
Oh no, something was going on with him. Luckily, he is alive. He is alive. Luckily. So I don't know how long he'll be alive, but he is currently alive.
Okay.
From last I read, he's in the hospital. So I don't know if he's died since then, but from what I've read, he is in the hospital. At least he is alive. Again, another one of those stories. At least he's alive. I mean, I think that's why they brought up the deputy, he did life-saving stuff immediately, right? Because they're trying to get you to, if he lives, but it's because of the deputy. Lucky him, right? Yeah. I just did a quick search. He is still alive, to at least up until now. He has the 10 bullet wounds and injuries to his face, neck, and pelvic area. Let's finish off now. I just wanted to point out some of those things while we were listening, but I want y'all to realize, so the call started at 1:20. It's 3:59. Like I mean on here, right? 1:20, 3:59. So that's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And apparently he made this phone call very shortly after walking in the door. So this cop could have only been gone for what, 5 minutes max? We forgot. You forgot this man you just talked to? Okay. Look, now listen to it from this side. And you can actually hear the cop and his life-savingness.
Isaiah, are you holding your hands up? Put your hands up. Put your hands down. Put your hands. Stop the gun. Stop the gun now. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Stop.
You shot him 10 times. How?
Drop the gun! Let go of the gun! Thought I threw out 5 shots fired. Something's laying down the roadway. Show me your hands now! Show me your hands now!
Wait, sorry, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed what your definition of immediate is, but so far as I can hear, he got shot about a minute ago, and they're still screaming at him to show a gun. He has 10 bullets in him. But show me your hands, because, your concern isn't the fact that you're, on the floor dying or anything. Yeah. Immediate.
Yeah.
Immediate help. Okay, let's see how, trust me, you can hear the moment he starts. Let's go. Immediate.
I'm 10-4. Several gunshots to abdomen. Performing life-saving measures.
He hasn't started yet, though.
I got you, man.
There you go.
Several gunshots to the abdomen. 1 gunshot to the left thigh. 2 gunshots to the side. I got you, man. I'm here for you, okay? All right, copy. Please stay on my call.
Really?
Go ahead and send a page on that as well.
Isn't this amazing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Got you, man. Come on.
That's okay. What's going on? Hey, man, you got it? Copy. What's going on? Go to my car, got your medical kit. Get my car, got your medical kit.
That's what we were waiting for, y'all. Do you hear that?
Get in the back of my...
Right. Get the medical kit. He's been sitting there. I showed y'all. He's been sitting there now for over a minute. Right? He didn't have... How are you performing life-saving measures? You don't have none of the life-saving measures stuff with you. So what the hell are you doing then? Standing over him going, I got you, man. I got you. I got you, man. What was he doing?
Trying to figure out what a gun is, and since he don't see one, where he gonna get one from? But I'm gonna leave all that alone. That is just ridiculous.
Right? That's trying to tell me about, life-saving measures I was doing right away. Oh, I got you, man. Oh, the tone is so different after they put 10 bullets in you, and now they're pretty sure you're going to bleed out. All of a sudden now, they're all warm and fuzzy. Incredible. Incredible.
I was looking for him to say, hey, dude, you going to pull through. We're going to go get a beer, okay? Yeah, dude. That's what I was looking for next.
Honestly, it might be there later. It might be. I just wanted y'all to hear up until that point, because he still doesn't have the kit. And it's like another 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes before he gets it. So just in case y'all were wondering what they meant by immediate, that's what they meant. Okay.
All right. You guys enjoyed our Karens and our Kens, so it's gonna be a segment. We'll make a big thing out of it just for you. So let's get ready.
6 feet away, coronavirus. You are a Karen.
All right. So for our first one, let's see what I got. What do I have? because I got one. Let's see. Share my screen, share my audio. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. I tried to close out all the tabs as we go through because I'm like, can I get down to at least 3 tabs? I can work with 3. Okay. This video shows a woman harassing 4 black soldiers at Virginia IHOP restaurant. Yeah, this came out today. Soldiers trying to work, mind their own business, have a, little grub, a pancake stack, get the blueberry syrup. They were trying to just have a meal. They got tired of little food they were getting. They were out and about. So let's see what Karen had to do.
Is new tonight. A white woman is accused of harassing black soldiers at a Northern Virginia restaurant, and the whole thing is being shared all over social media. Watch.
Ma'am, please walk away. Please. No.
So the mother of one of those soldiers tells our Tom Dempsey this was racism caught on camera.
He loves the military. He loves that area. He always talks about how great his command is there.
After serving in the Army, Elaine Baldwin says her son followed her path and later became stationed at Fort Belvoir last year. But on Monday, she says her son and a group of other soldiers experienced racism and hatred, and they caught it all on their cell phones.
Fine, mother. I will drop you.
The 3 soldiers headed to this IHOP in Lorton for lunch. According to Fort Belvoir Public Affairs, a woman approached them and offered to pay for their meals. She left some money, but moments later stormed back, asking them what happened to the cash before launching into a verbal and racist tirade.
Just so you know, I came back in to give her the rest of the cash from my wallet because you guys had
Ma'am, please walk away.
He was in tears. And, he was like, he didn't understand it, why it happened. Why do people act like that?
Baldwin spoke to WSA 9 on Thursday about the conversation with her son after the incident.
I said, just know that what you did it in a very professional manner.
Ma'am, can you please leave?
Okay.
Can you just please leave? We're leaving.
It's just people out there in the world that's like this. And I hate that he had to experience it.
The woman later got escorted out.
Are you the thin blue line? I get confused. Are you PLM?
But after her son saw hatred up close, Baldwin hopes videos like this one help others see a big problem.
It just brings awareness to everyone about racism, issues in this world here that we're going to have to fix.
Tom Dempsey, WUSA 9.
Wow.
I don't know. These folks are wild. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Right? How? It's like they were built just slightly differently. Just slightly. Not 100%, but just slightly. I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with Karens. They just wild. They just wild.
Wild doesn't even 100% cover it, but it gets close. It gets close.
Yeah, I don't know why they blew it out. That Karen got a little pool up in that town. That's probably what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like I could do with a little watching Karen get arrested. What about y'all? Y'all want to watch Karen get arrested?
Yeah.
All right. Let's watch Karen get arrested at Nordstrom's.
All right.
You did say I had to have an ID to be here.
No, you need to give
Didn't
us
you say?
identify.
Okay.
Was the call taker able to get a last name? She's refusing to identify herself.
It's my God-given right to be here on this planet, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Correct? You just lied to me.
I lied to you about what?
You said I had to have an ID to be here.
No, you got
That's
to
not what I
identify
said.
yourself.
When you're legally detained, you can play back on your video. When you're legally detained, you have a duty to identify yourself to a police officer.
Okay, so they're saying when I'm legally detained, which I was not, that I have the.
Can you try to run her without a date of birth? White female, approximately 40 to 45 years of age.
How am I legally detained?
We were called here to investigate
After I was shoved.
Okay, so they're
And
saying
I called
that.
you too.
Okay, so let
I
me.
called the police too.
Are
but
you
they're
going to let
only
me talk, or are you going to be the
employee
only
of
one talking?
Nordstrom Rack.
Because right now, as a call taker, I know you want to have them on there for your safety purposes.
Yes.
But right now, you and I need to be talking, not them.
Says who?
You need to continue having a conversation with me.
Says the cops.
Okay.
You said shoved you.
She
You want to
did.
file assault charges. She's saying you shoved her, and she has witnesses. You have witnesses to say that she shoved you.
She has the manager?
No.
No. Okay.
There are other employees that were in the fitting room.
I would hope. Okay, other employees. Well, there's also another woman without a mask. Isn't that interesting? How she only picked me?
Well, I have nothing to
She
do
only
with that at
picked
all.
me, the white person, not the black person wearing a mask. Do you think it's a racist thing? I don't know.
We're not.
Oh.
I think it's a racist thing when the black woman doesn't have a mask on, but she comes after the white one. That's the only difference.
So that's something where you would file a complaint with Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, but I also want to file a complaint with you for her assaulting me.
Okay, and she also wants to file assault charges against you.
Okay.
South Valley Sunday.
They have cameras at Nordstrom to prove all this.
Do you have a middle name?
Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, my name is Gene.
South Valley Sunday, that's the negative.
First name?
White female,
R.
approximately
Jean Eller.
5'8",
Yeah.
5'10".
Why is it your business?
Because we have to identify you. If I can't identify you, I'm taking you to jail.
Okay, this is
Okay.
getting weird. Now they're saying if they can't identify me, they're taking me to jail. How do you identify the homeless?
That's
They tell us their names, their date of birth. They work with us.
Are
You're
you able
not
to look
working
up
with us here.
anything or reverse check on the cell phone number that
Okay,
you're calling?
but we can't get to that. But we can't get to that point. We're not on either side. We don't know what's going on because we can't identify you.
You are taking sides. Robert Eugene Eller.
Yes, you
taking
are.
sides. Robert Gene Eller, you are taking sides.
I'm not taking
and it's
sides.
really sad.
Listen,
it's really sad.
we're trying to get information from you, but we can't even get any information from you.
This happened at Nordstrom Rack.
Man, you need to stand over
Sam, you
here.
can't leave because right now you're still detained.
No, you can't. You are being detained.
Why am I being detained?
Because
Please.
we don't know who you are.
Okay, I'm being detained because they don't know who I am.
Okay,
Which
we were called
apparently
here.
is illegal.
We were called here for a situation. Okay.
A situation where I was.
Which we're investigating.
We don't
So if
know.
you are
We're
a victim,
investigating it.
Okay, where's the investigator?
If you
are you
are-
an investigator?
ma'am,
We are officers. We
Kara,
have to figure out what's
Carabelle.
going on.
if you're a victim of assault, we need to know who you are.
Damn,
So
she
How
can
did
blink.
you know my name was Carabelle?
Because I heard you say it. You said it on the phone when you called 911. That's how I
No,
know.
you just called and got it. Don't lie.
No.
You are lying to me. I just heard you call the police officer that I talked to and get my name. Now you're
There's not
lying.
a police officer on the phone.
Now
And
you're
you were
lying.
in the fitting room.
You
I
are
heard.
lying. Stop. This
Okay.
is the second time I caught you in a lie.
Okay. Replay your video. I'm not
Okay.
lying.
Okay. Okay.
You're making the situation worse.
No, you are. By not following the law. First of all, I don't have to identify
Yes,
myself.
you do.
Actually, I don't. It's called common law. You should read up on it. I do not. Okay? So we both know that I don't. I am a woman of God. This is my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as it is yours. I did not sign up for this. I am a Christian woman of God, and you are not going to put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. You understand that?
Nothing.
I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released.
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh
We're
my
not
gosh.
gonna play this game.
Oh my gosh.
Is that amazing? Is that amazing?
They got tired of her. They like, we done tried with this woman. I'm on this land. This land is my land. This land is your land. Like she was damn near broke out in song.
Right? Like she thought she was talking her way out of something. And then the CDC went, what's happening? They told you. Tell me who you are. I like she tried that trick at the beginning. Do you have a middle name? Yeah. What is it? Jean. Damn it. Like it didn't work. Like she thought he was going to say some stuff about, I don't have to tell you because I'm a cop. He's like, no, it's Jean. Jean, what does R stand for? He told her. Damn. Okay, so now what's your name? What should I have to tell you? Oh, because your ploy didn't work? Oops.
Ooh. Can
you imagine if you are a Christian woman of God, you don't have to identify yourself because this is my land and your land, everybody's land. Sovereign citizens. Y'all, I keep trying to tell y'all, sovereign citizens are out of their minds. All of them. All of them. She's one of them, I bet.
Wow. Well, I hope you guys like the Karen segment, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, go over there and check out Classic R&B Jams. Go catch DJ Pointman. He's on the 1s and 2s. You better catch him while you can, because you never know when he's come back again. But anyway, you guys tune in also on Wednesday nights. We like to see you over there, Classic R&B Jams, for Keep the Beat. We have a good old time discussing music, playing some jams for you, twerking in the chat room. I mean, the gifts be on. Just imagine if you had gifts. You need that. You need that to express yourself. So come on over and enjoy the music, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. And I'll play a commercial on the way out about it. And until then, you guys stay safe and peace.
And stop being racist against those white people, y'all. Cheers.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the JustAskChar Advice Channel. Join me and Classic Ruby for a radio segment called Keep the Beat. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Classic R&B Jams, CRBJ. We interact with the audience in the chat room where you'll have access to emojis, gifts, and the lively conversation. Press the icon that is a speaker, then press play radio. After a 15-second commercial, all the fun will begin. If you miss the live broadcast, you can listen to the replays from Mixcloud. Follow my channel on Mixcloud, JustAskChar Advice Channel, and you will receive notifications when the show has been uploaded. We hope to